Hello, YouTubers. This is Shreyas Joshi, and this is my first YouTube video. Today, I will be demonstrating on C++ 17 features, one of C++ 17 features, which is structured binding. So I thought I should do a YouTube video on C++ 17 because there are not enough resources available for C++. So this is my first approach to build up some resources for C++. So let's start with C++ binding. So the concept here is to a structure binding. The concept here is basically you can it will be easy to show rather than explaining. So why not I start with the structure binding. So let's jump onto the structure binding. So let's make a file called main.cpp. Let's start with programming. So let's say we want to include IOStream. So this is for our cout purpose. Now using namespace std, which is, we want to avoid writing the qualified name. So we'll use namespace std, so you don't have to write the complete cout. I guess you already know all this thing. So let's demonstrate what we want to do here. So let's make a function. What that function will do is, let's make a very simple function which will find quotient and, how I spell correctly, quotient, yes, quotient and remainder. Okay. So this is a very simple function to demonstrate what is it all about. So we are going to return quotient and remainder from this function. We can do that using what data structure? Probably just we need two values. Probably we'll use pair of C++ 17, but this is all old C++. So let's start writing let's start writing our function. So let's say we want to return pair. So we want to return pair, and what should be int comma int, and what should be the name? Let's say get quotient remainder, and we should pass divisor, and we should pass dividend. Okay, or probably dividend and divisor. Okay, I don't know what is it, dividend divisor, but I guess you got the idea. So let's assume we are dividing by, oh, my bad. Okay, let's say we are dividing by 5 by 2. So here that is 5 is dividend and 2 is divisor. Probably it is other way around, but we don't care. The idea of this video is not to teach you about dividend divisor, but to teach you about what do you call, the idea here is to teach you about what is structured binding in C++ 17. So there's nothing new here, pair intent, and let's define one integer, which is our result. Let's make it this one, and now the first value which we'll store here is our quotient. So let's dividend by divisor. So this is our quotient, and result dot second equals to dividend mod of divisor. This will give us remainder. Okay, this is no rocket science. We just know all these things. Return result, and let's have it. Let's check this one. So let's start with our main function to test it. Int main, and what do you want? We want to have a function parameters, int argument counts, same old story, void star, arg, or maybe probably double argv, and this is our main function. Let's return 0 because just to make it happy. Okay. Okay. So now what else? Let's call this one. Let's say I want to have a result here. Pair int, comma int result. And I call it get quotient remainder. And let's say pass 5 by 2. So this will give me my quotient and remainder. So I do this one, say out, and I write quotient is equal. Here is my result dot first. And let's say we want to print remainder. Remainder is what? Pair dot second. Let's put handle for the new line. And probably, so this is our old way of doing, nothing new. Let's compile this out to check whether everything is working fine or not. So I'm going to save this file and say G++ is my GNU compiler minus std equals to C++ 17 flag I need to give so that it compiles for C++ 17. Actually, I don't need to give it because I'm using old C++. I get error. I have misspelled dividend. So let's go and fix that thing. Is that 17? Let's go to the 17. Okay, did R? Yeah, did bad with D and T. So now let's put D. Now let's do that, run it back. And I did again something wrong. Is that here dot second. The same template arguments. I did probably something wrong here. Oh, my bad. Shouldn't have done that. So this should be char star. Sorry for that. And what's there? I still get some error. So what is this? Is it? Let's go to 24. So let's see. So this is a good exercise actually to find it out when we get such errors, how to go and fix it up. So look, I did pair. This is what? Pair is an identifier. I shouldn't have put that. So it's a good exercise. We get to know that if we run into problems, when the compilation error happens, how we go and fix it. So you can do a lot of errors. So probably this video also teaches you, which is not my aim to teach you how to fix the compilation errors, but this is practically what happens. You can do mistakes and you can go back and see how you can figure it out. So this is called what C++ language is all about. Writing it, compiling, and then find it out. But with practice, with a lot of practice, you just become so good that you will not run into this error. So anyway, let's compile it out. So it compiles. Probably I don't need even C++ 17. So we'll just remove that compiler option. And let's say old main out should be compiling. So this is old C++. Okay, and we get quotient is 1, 2, remainder is 1. Probably I can add space, but that's not the point here. My bad, I could have added just for more readability. So this plain old C. Now let's do something which is called structure binding. Okay, this is the entire scope. So what structure binding will do is, we don't want to get, this is a waste of getting that line, like getting everything into result and finally using the result dot first and result dot second. We can just get everything unpacked rather than getting everything packed and then accessing each member using dot operator. So let's see what's up in the new C++ 17. So instead of that, I will have auto on, so it will identify by itself what is it all about and what am I getting. First is quotient, and let's give a variable name remainder. Now equals, Now I will call the function get quotient remainder. Same thing, 5 by 5 comma 2. And now this is our new C++. Using new C++ 17. Oh, did I do? New C++ 17. Okay, new C++ 17. And I'm just going to put endl here, ends here. Now I'm going to print those values. Probably I can just copy that YY and down here and paste it. Good. So it's good. Now save it. Okay, now let's compile it with the old. Okay, old main modify dot out. We should get compilation error here. Uh-oh. See, it gives you a warning here. Structured binding only available with C++ 17 and not with the, I don't know what will be. This will be a very, you might get a very ambiguous results here. So depending on what compiler is supporting. So I will say we should use the proper one, which is the right flag here, which is minus std to C++ 17. And what is the file we want to compile? main.cpp -o new main.out. This is probably a crazy name I'm giving, but just for the fun. Now let's run this. So this was my old, you see 2 and 1, and with the new C++, I get a 1. Let's compile, let's try to run the old main modify.out and see. So this also worked, but I won't use it because structure binding is the feature in C++ 17, and probably I won't be doing things like that in the standard compiler. So let's see actually. So you can see here it just works, structure binding, and you can see how sweet the code is now with structure binding. You don't have to access each element as result.first. My bad, actually I should have. So I did a bit wrong thing here. I should use quotient here, and I should be using here remainder. Probably that explains why C++ 17 just compiled for me. If I do this one, still it compiles. Will I get me modify.out? Will I get that? Still works, so probably nothing to do with that. But let's compile the using C++ 17, and we get no warnings. And let's compile this one. So get quotient equals 2, remainder equals to 1. And let's go back to our code. So crux is here you were using a result to actually get all the structured result. Then you're accessing each element with result.first, result.second. So instead of that, when you did this one with the C++ 17, you just got quotient and remainder unpacked. So the pair got unpacked, and automatically the quotient and remainder got assigned right values. And you can see here, quotient is quotient, which is your value of quotient, which you got it, and this is remainder. So this is all about structure binding. I mean, I guess it's a very important feature in C++ 17, and probably we should use it, and this will make our code a bit compact. And perhaps it's not a great example, but the idea of this simple example is to demonstrate what a structure binding is all about. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.